So we're now on to chapter 4, which is what is the physical agility test or the physical fitness test? And depending, again, this is up to the student to check into where are you testing. Is there a physical agility or physical fitness? Because not all departments do. For example, Ashland Police Department, they do not actually run the ORPAT, the physical agility test, because they know the academy is going to do it. So you don't even have to go through it. So every agency is different. So again, it's up to the applicant to do their due diligence to check in for the agency. Okay, so what is the physical agility test or physical fitness test? Okay, I've actually been lucky enough to do both, to do all different types, because every agency is different. So we're going to go in and talk about what the difference is. But the main thing is to make sure that the applicant can do all the different physical abilities required for the job: sitting, standing, walking, jogging, running, squatting, all these things. I'm not going to read through them, but all those different things. All right, so talk to your doctor. I always tell people, because everybody's different, and this is all regulated through HIPAA, so it's confidential, obviously. So talk to your doctor. You should be getting an annual evaluation at least once a year to know what shape you're in. Know this. Don't go in not knowing it. I have seen people show up, for example, for the mile-and-a-half run when doing a physical fitness test, and they were like fit as could be. I mean, they could do 1,000 push-ups, lift anything, take down anybody, but they couldn't run a mile and a half because they didn't train for it. So again, you need to know what type of tests they are, and you need to know what your health is. And a lot of things you can take care of, and your doctor can help you, your physician, but you need to know about it. So highly recommend that. Okay, so every agency, like I said, determines whether they're going to do a physical agility test or a physical fitness test. So what is the physical agility test? That is, for example, in Oregon, we call it the ORPAT, which OR stands for Oregon, PAT stands for Physical Agility Test. And so you have the CAPAT, which is California Physical Agility Test. It's a company that looked at all the different things that officers have to do, and they put together an agility test. I've been through different agility tests. I ran through an agility test where you had to jump through a window, and you had to jump fences, and you had to pull a dummy like you have to pull in the ORPAT, but it's different. So again, every agency is different, and you need to train for what that agency is doing. All right. The obstacles, for example, that you're going to see on most physical agility tests could be something like a beam walk, controlled falls to the front, to the back, where you have to crawl on the ground, you have to pull a dummy that's anywhere between like 150 and 165 pounds. You may have to ID a suspect, meaning they'll dress different dummies up in different color clothing and different color baseball caps. They'll read you the description, and at the end, you're going to see 3 dummies laying there dressed differently, and you'll have to choose A, B, or C, or 1, 2, or 3 that meets the description that you were giving. Jump over an obstacle. There's a push-pull machine. Now, let me tell you something. This push-pull machine, most students, you can get it, but it takes a little bit to practice to understand how you have to pull and how you have to maneuver your body to do it. So either you practice on the machine before the test, and you can ask to do that because it generally takes most students, especially depending on your size, 5-10 minutes to get used to it. But you can also train by doing sled work. There's sleds that you can push and pull at CrossFit gyms. And there's some other things you can do. We can talk about that. So if you need some assistance with that, please let me know. When I do offer this class face-to-face, we do actually go run the ORPAT at Medford Police Department. So that's an actual option for you as well. So just make sure, we only do that once a year, so make sure you keep in contact, send me an email, and we'll try to arrange that. Stair simulator, going up and down stairs, a wall or fence climb or jump, and a window climb. How do you train? Well, you train by doing CrossFit is good. You train by doing powerful and shot burst type movements of exercising. You do resistance training. You actually walk on a beam. You actually pull somebody that weighs around 150 to 165 pounds. You actually do different types of jumps or crawling maneuvers. Running, you do running, that push-pull machine like we talked about. Bench press is another way. Again, for the push-pull machine, bench press is going to be long-term training. crunches, deadlifts, planks, Russian twists, stair simulators, all that kind of stuff. And I actually, on the digital references for the textbook, we have videos of all these different things, so you can go see how to actually do every one of these and to get yourself prepared on a 3 or 6 month program to go through a physical agility test. All right, now we've got, so that's the agility test. Those are putting you through obstacles. The physical fitness test is more commonly, you're going to see a 1.5 mile or 2 mile timed run, and the timing generally either has to do between your sex or your age or both. It just depends on the department, and again, you need to check that. Generally, there's push-ups, a certain amount of push-ups in a minute, or sit-ups. Sometimes there's a 300-meter sprint, sometimes not, sometimes a vertical jump. Sometimes I've even seen trigger pulls to see if you can pull a trigger, and a flexibility test. The most common are going to be your 1.5 mile, 2 mile run, push-ups, and sit-ups. The other ones aren't as common, but they are definitely out there. All right, how do you prepare for a physical fitness test? Obviously, aerobic activities and weight training, and actually timing yourself. The high school track field or the college track field is the best because you know you go around so many times and you know what your distance is. But there's so many actually watches out there and things that in your phone that do it. So a lot of times you can train anywhere you're at. So it's pretty cool. All right, push-ups. I go over here, I'll let you pause here, but there is a correct push-up, and a lot of times the reason people do not pass this part of the physical fitness is because they don't train properly. So make sure you watch the video and read this on how to do a correct push-up. Here's some common push-up mistakes, which you can pause here and read this, and I also show those mistakes as well on some of those videos. All right, and there's different types of push-ups you can do to train. So incline push-ups, diamond, weighted push-ups, and wide incline push-ups. And again, there's videos that show all of these. Again, sit-ups, how do you do a proper sit-up? Generally, there's not as many problems with these. More than anything, you'll just see them not count because you don't go all the way up or all the way down, or you lift your feet up. So again, pause here and make sure you watch the videos. The 300-meter sprint, excellent way to prepare is through interval training. Vertical jump, we talk about how you do that, where you jump up and you can test yourself on that. Trigger pull, ball squeeze, dumbbell hold, where you pick up dumbbells and you hold, or you have, you know, those rings that you hang for. It's getting your grip strength. All right, flexibility test. So we talk about how to do this, and again, you can pause and read how to do this. And that's it. So you've got your physical agility test and physical fitness test. And please think of this as a lifelong goal. Being in any type of CCJ law enforcement field is stressful. And one way to reduce stress is always keeping physically fit. And you keep yourself safe that way as too. Okay, we'll see you next one.